do this.
Hey guys, welcome to Speak Your Chaos. My name is Carlos,
Yo, it's Santos.
and Speak Your Chaos, if you're new here, is all about speaking your truth, speaking your chaos anonymously. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and start off with a 24-year-old female. She's having a bit of an issue with her 26-year-old boyfriend. They got into an argument yesterday morning. He got frustrated and stormed out into the bathroom. She says, I told him to stop walking away in the middle of conversations, and he looked at me and slammed himself into the wall multiple times, hitting his head each time. Now there's two big dents in the wall, and the bathroom door is cracked, and it's made out of wood, by the way. I told him to get out and leave his key. He went to stay with his family. I told him he could come back and stay in the second bedroom, but I'm not ready to talk to him until after my therapy this Friday. Some context that may be relevant. He got into a car crash last Thursday. We both spent the night in the ER. I was there supporting him. We were both somewhat sleep deprived when this happened. Now he's recovering from emergency open heart surgery from an unrelated work accident last May. Because of the accident, he's currently out of work and gets small weekly workers' comp payments. I pretty much cover all the expenses as well as almost all the labor. He cleans the apartment, he does all the laundry. He gives me $300 a month. Keep in mind our rent is 1500. I now have to work two jobs. We struggle a bit financially and we're under a lot of stress. My wisdom teeth are coming in. I have no insurance. I'm tired because I work 7 days a week, sometimes 14 to 15 hours a day. I'm pulling all-nighters at the hospital as well. This has become a rant, but I would just like some advice. Am I overreacting for not letting him sleep in the same room as me? I've been in unhealthy relationships before, and it's hard for me to gauge what's normal and what's not. Well, um, I mean, I think she has every right to not have him sleep in the same room as her, especially if maybe she was scared or if that brought up like a PTSD since she says that she's been in unhealthy relationships before and she's not sure what's unhealthy and what's healthy. So I think it was fine. I would say if he's still recovering from open heart surgery, I don't know if running into a wall twice is the best idea, but I don't know. He doesn't seem like the smartest guy. But I mean, I get it too though. She's stressed. She's working 7 days a week, 15-hour days. So I don't know. What's your opinion?
I mean, nothing's healthier than this guy's body. If he can run into the wall like that after an open heart surgery, I mean, nothing can stop this man. He's gonna go cool down, live with his parents for now. Somehow he's not back in the ER. But honestly, I mean, it seems like she just can't get away from the unhealthy side of the relationship. Um, she she's probably better off not letting him come back in since he's not really like putting providing for the household. Uh, seems like he's just causing a lot of chaos at home.
Yeah, I mean maybe she's dating Iron Man. Who knows? But yeah, I feel like realistically, I mean $1,500 for a two bedroom. It makes me think, where do they live? I wonder because that's expensive, and if it's only the two of them, maybe downsizing in the future would be a good idea. But then again, if she runs into the situation again, he's just gonna end up sleeping on the couch. But like you said, you're a 24-year-old female. He's 26. You're very young. You have a lot of time to live your life to figure out what you really want. And if he's overreacting that way, I I would cut your losses and honestly just move on to the next guy. I don't think that would be that would be entirely worth sticking around for.
But
But
do we give him the benefit of the doubt because he was in the hospital, he had the surgery, like maybe he's going through it and it's just one episode, or we might not know the full backstory to all of this, and maybe we don't even know his side, and maybe she's causing some additional stress somehow.
Yeah, no, I mean that could be true. If she's working 7 days a week, she's probably frustrated and probably short with her answers and could be snippy towards him. So with that, with the surgery, with the car accident, he probably just snapped. And it could just be like a one-time thing where he just lost his shit for a minute. He lost his cool, and he's gonna come back. They're gonna talk about it, and hopefully they'll be good to go afterwards.
Hey, there's a little bit of help there. Maybe it'll survive.
Maybe, but I'm not sure this next one will. Hey everyone, so my boyfriend 21 and I 20 were watching a TV show when an ad with Jennifer Gardner came on. He casually mentioned that he'd masturbated to her face on an old magazine cover in his grandma's bathroom. I asked how old he was when he did this, and he said recently 21. After some more inquiry and asking him additional questions, he also revealed that this was in the middle of a visit with her for lunch. I thought he was joking, but he was not, and he got pretty offended that I was so grossed out. Now he's upset with me and is giving me the silent treatment. The only thing that bothers me is that with this was in his grandmother's bathroom in the middle of them having a little lunch date. Am I overreacting to this, or is this completely fine? I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's normal for you to just get up and go to your grandma's bathroom to fucking, spank one out to a magazine space in your grandma's house in her bathroom. But who am I? I don't
I
know.
mean,
What do you think?
when nature calls, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
sometimes you get
guess
the urges and you don't know where you might be at, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it is Carmen Electra, for God's sake. I mean, we might have to
fair,
give the man a pass.
fair. And he's 21. He doesn't know how to control his urges yet.
Yeah,
So, I
I don't know, but
mean,
grandma's house. I don't know, man.
that's what I'm saying.
you gotta draw a line somewhere.
At grandma's house in her bathroom, like what if you left some on the wall?
Oh man, I hope
You
uh
know?
I hope grandma has a cleaning lady. I don't think she wants to touch her grandson's semen. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so either. But I mean, on the bright side, right? On the bright side, now you know for Halloween exactly what you need to be.
True, true. I mean, if the relationship ever hits the wall, I mean, there's a way to break through that wall. You know what I mean?
If it ever gets boring, you can spice it up. And speaking of spicing it up, we're gonna go ahead and talk to an intern. He's doing his internship right now, except it's less learning and more discount full-time employee. He says, I'm literally the only developer in the entire company. That's a new position. I've been handed massive responsibilities like it's my dream job. Spoiler, it's not. And yes, I'm severely underpaid, even for an intern standard. But wait, it gets better. Not only am I underpaid and overworked, I also have to remind my boss to actually send me my salary, like some kind of peasant begging for coins. This month, I asked them 4 days ago, and still nothing. I've still not received my pay. Am I overreacting for being pissed off? Should I go for round two of, hey, remember me, the guy doing all the dev work for scraps? Where I come from, it's considered rude to talk about money, but so is treating people like for unpaid labor. Let me know if I'm losing my fucking mind or if this rage is fully earned. I find it weird that he's the only developer in the company. So I'm curious what the job is if he's the only one, right?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, obviously, like no one wants to do a whole bunch of work and not get rewarded for it. I mean, also you don't want to have to be the one to go remind your boss to pay you, especially if you're the one, holding the company together.
Yeah, I think if you're the only one, you can. I feel like he could honestly kind of strong arm his boss in the sense of like, hey, I'm worth something because of the fact that I'm the only one, and because of that, this is what I need, and if you don't do it, I'm out. Which, I mean, it's kind of fucked up because he's putting his boss in a predicament, but at the same time, he's not even getting paid for his work. So If his boss doesn't care, why should he care?
Yeah, and at that point, you're forcing his hand, and you're also showing you're making them at least realize your value to the company.
Exactly. All right, so now we have some mama drama. Everyone is catering to my mother instead of me, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of people, like my dad and my brothers, telling me that I'm ruining my wedding for her. My mother, when they fail to realize she's ruining my engagement and wedding planning for me. When I didn't send her a posed selfie with my hand by my face after my engagement, and instead sent her a shot of fiance on one knee followed up by a close up of the ring. She did not like that. She did not want that photo. She wanted one that she wanted. When I didn't ask for her opinion on dessert and told her the choice has been made for the wedding, she tried to change my mind anyway because she doesn't like what I picked for my own wedding. When I said I'd rather her not come to the bridesmaids' dresses shopping because I want this moment to be just between me and my closest friends. Plus, moms don't usually come to that anyway. She got very upset with me and says mothers always show up to that kind of thing. Then she demanded to see how I wanted to have my hair styled and told me she didn't like that and didn't think it would look nice and that I should look pretty for my wedding day. I could go on and on. I need one family member on my side and to call out my mom's behavior and bullshit. I'm the decider and I'm not the bad guy for making the choices differently than she would. It is my wedding. I'm dreading having a bachelorette party because my dad says you have to invite your mother. All mothers get invited to those. When no, they absolutely do not, at least not always. I'm not going to enjoy myself if she's present. I'm sick and tired of catering to her, and at this point, I don't want her in my wedding. Damn, that's kind of crazy.
No, I mean,
I,
the mom definitely needs to back off and realize it's not her day.
she needs
And
to stay in her fucking lane.
yeah, like she's being like super extra, and she is definitely trying to make it about her when it should really be about her daughter.
Do you think that she's having one of those moments of like she's trying to have the wedding that she never had?
Yeah, it could be that she's trying to live through her daughter in that way. Uh, Dude, I mean, at that point, it's like if she's gonna like not, I mean, if she speaks to her and she can't correct her like attitude and correct the way she's approaching it, like you might, let's say the wedding's in September and it's on the 12th, you might tell her, yeah, it's on the 15th, and and just let it ride.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you might just, shit, say that there's a unsuspecting storm and you're having to cancel it, make something up. Or I mean, I think it's gonna cause a drift if her mother's there at the wedding because her mother's not gonna be happy. She might be making faces or might be saying certain things or she might make a little comment about how it could have been better if she did it her way. So I don't know if her mom has to be there, but then that would also cause a drift between her dad and her brothers. So it's like, does she want to put herself in a position that she could potentially have now a bad relationship with her immediate family because of it? Does she suck it up? Or does she just tell everybody, it's my wedding, it's my day, I'm clearly paying for it, stay in your fucking lane?
Yeah, definitely the second option because if the family members can't realize that her mom's being a tyrant, then I
Mhm.
mean, there's gonna have to cause that rift in the relationship, and maybe they can build a bridge later. But like, she only gets to get married once, hopefully, and I mean, her mom should realize that and not try to ruin her day. And it's like just like you were saying, like if she's there, she might cause a scene, and like that's just gonna ruin the day, and that's what her daughter's gonna remember. So either way, it kind of like messes up the relationship.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think she just needs to get married, do it in a way that'll make her happy, and eventually her and her mom will probably make up and be fine, but it's her day, she's paying for it from what it seems like. Just Take the L of the issues that you're gonna have. Do you have your wedding? Be happy. It's your fucking day, and just whatever happens afterwards. But at least for that day, you'll be able to enjoy it. Now we're gonna go talk about chicken. Yesterday, this customer ordered a chicken sandwich at the drive-thru. I was the one who gave him his order at the window. A few minutes later, he went into the store. He told the front counter crew that he never got his drink. My coworker called me over and asked him if I gave him the drink. At that time, I've taken many, many orders after him, so I had a difficult time remembering him. So I said there's a possibility I didn't give him his drink, but I was pretty sure that I did, considering that's not something that you typically miss. My coworker then gave him the drink. During this time, my other coworkers were just staring at me because I'm one of the newer people, and I feel like they were judging me. It bothered me so much that I asked my supervisor to check the camera and play it back so I can know, at least for myself, if I gave him the drink. We checked the cameras, I gave it to him, and it can be seen clearly. So why did he lie? Didn't he see my other coworkers laughing at me? He didn't feel bad that my coworkers were clearly ridiculing me. I want to move on from this, but I feel humiliated. Do you have any advice of how I can move on from this? Um, my advice, honestly, and it's gonna sound kind of rough, is just get the fuck over it. It's not that big of a deal. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, and I do think that it's just a drink. It's something so small. Clearly, the guy just wanted free shit. If he went back in to get another drink, he got what he wanted. It's not that big of a deal. Your coworkers are assholes. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he's like, "How do you move on?" And I'm in my head, I'm just like, you literally go to sleep, you wake up, and start a new day. Like, move the fuck on,
Just a
bro,
drink.
like that cost your company like less than $1 probably, and you're over here like crashing out, like fucking can't sleep probably, like you can't eat. Like, bro, come the fuck on. It's a drink, dude.
Shit, imagine if the chicken sandwich would have been missing. Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. If you would have missed like the whole meal, bro, like imagine the fries and shit, bro, or the milk. Well, oh my god, bro.
Shit, imagine just going back into Chick-fil-A. I don't know if this was Chick-fil-A, but imagine just walking back into Chick-fil-A all pissy because of this, losing sleep over Chick-fil-A. Not worth it. It might not be
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A. It might be Cane's. Who knows?
he probably didn't say my pleasure either, bro.
Probably not, bro. That's against the Lord. Anyways. All right. I, 27 female, just gave birth via emergency C-section. My recovery has been brutal, painful, and I've been exhausted. I was in the hospital for nearly a week. My younger brother, 24 male, came to visit a few days after the birth with his girlfriend. While holding my newborn, he whispered to me that he was going to propose to her in my fucking hospital room. I said, please don't do that. I'm in diapers right now. I literally just pushed the human out of me, or attempted to, before they had to cut my stomach open. He got quiet and just said, it's just that the baby is so symbolic and it feels like it's the right moment to do it now. I said again that I'd rather he really didn't. He left soon afterwards and sent me a long text saying I ruined his special plan and I made it all about me. Now I have some family members that are siding with him and saying I was selfish to gatekeep his joy. Was I being unreasonable? Honestly, fuck your brother.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, bro. Like, who comes up with that idea? Like read the room, literally. Like, bro, she's like for real, like telling you she's like straight up in diapers and just went through this ordeal, like literally went through surgery, and you're like, yeah, I think it's time to propose.
Yeah, you could have almost died, having the baby, but you didn't. So now I'm going to propose to my girlfriend in front of everybody while you're in diapers. Like,
And then it's like how is the girlfriend supposed to receive that? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, I feel like if the girlfriend is anyone with any common sense, she would be so fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean, I totally would be too, because I'd be like awkward, like what?
Yeah, I'd be like, How about you ask me in the parking lot? How about not here? Because that's ask me in front of the vending machines. Because this is just fucking weird.
Yeah, and then it's like like the girlfriend's like almost probably feel like she would have to say yes, like in front of the sister that's like literally just got out of surgery.
Yeah, like no, I feel like you're just putting everyone in a weird situation, or not you, but your brother's putting everyone in a weird situation for his gratification or whatever the fuck he wants to call it. Just no, just tell him that next time he comes into the hospital to see you, unless you're already out, tell him that he just needs to come alone, not come with anybody. Definitely not her. She can wait in the parking lot. She can come afterwards. But no, speaking of boyfriend girlfriends, my boyfriend, 27 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for 10 months and we've been living together for 4 months. This already sounds like a disaster.
Yeah.
His best friend is getting married this summer, and my boyfriend is part of the wedding party. When my boyfriend went to RSVP, he noticed he didn't receive a plus one, so he reached out to the bride and groom and asked if I would be able to come. They gave a bunch of what I feel like are bullshit excuses and eventually said they wouldn't be able to accommodate me. They said it's not personal, but to me it feels extremely personal. I have met them before, they have hung out with me a few times. This has all been very upsetting to me as I know my boyfriend is the person I'm going to marry, and it feels like his best friend is dismissing our relationship and disrespecting my boyfriend and myself. Two of my boyfriend's other friends are getting married within the next year, and I'm invited to both of them. Am I overreacting because I wasn't invited? I don't think so. I think it's been 10 months. Who gives a shit? You're not going to get invited to everything. It's been 10 months you've been together, living together for 4. You're not even marinated yet, you know? The seasoning is barely there. I think that you're a little out of pocket for it. I get that you two live together and everything now, but if they planned everything, excuse me, before you, if they already paid for everything for each individual head that's going to be there, accommodating you would be very costly to them and more than likely throw everything out of whack.
Yeah, I mean, I get that too, but sometimes I think too, it's like, well, sometimes you invite someone and they bring someone completely random that you never met before just to fill the
Mhm.
spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but also too, it's like I wonder what the excuse was, like why they couldn't accommodate her, or how soon the invitation was sent out to where they couldn't actually make a change, like a reasonable
Mhm.
change, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, it could be a little shade there. Could be like they don't really care for her and they don't want to see them like kind of like moving forward together. So I don't know. Could be their way of like being like, nah, we don't want you like to be with him anymore.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I think that they probably paid for everything like so far ahead of time that even though yes they could make changes, they just don't want to probably pay for another person. You know, because you do have to pay for like every single person. You need to tell them every single person that's going to be there. Um
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe they just didn't want to pay for her to be fair. But then again, I don't know. I feel like it's one more person. It's not like it's 10 more people. So why does it really matter?
Yeah, it's a tough one there. It's without some more information, it's hard to really like say who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Y'all got to talk about that one after the wedding, after everything. Sit down, talk about it, see what the reactions are, and just honestly go from there. So now we have a 19-year-old female. She has a friend that she really cares about, but lately she's noticed that that friend has been mimicking everything that she does. She says, I dyed my hair, she dyed hers the same exact color and the exact same week. I start journaling. Suddenly, she's doing it too and talking about it like it was her idea. Even the little things, the way I text, the emojis I use, the words I use, she picks up almost immediately. She changed her style to match my style. She's now into certain music that I like. At first, I thought it was flattering, or maybe just a weird coincidence. But now it's happening so often and with so many things that it's making me feel like I'm losing a bit of my individuality, and it's starting to bother me. When I brought it up gently, she laughed and said, "You're just a trendsetter." I feel bad for being irritated. I know imitation can be a form of admiration, but it's starting to feel a bit suffocating and just weird that it's starting to be every single little thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that is hella weird. Obviously, like if she's like literally copying everything that she's doing, like there's a certain point where like yeah, you can kind of like copy someone, especially if like you're missing that identity for yourself. Like you don't really know where you stand or where your placement is or how you can portray yourself to the world. But like there comes a point where it's like, well, if y'all are gonna be friends and stuff, like y'all can't be exactly the same. Like you gotta have some kind of individuality.
Yeah, I think that I've seen a movie like this before and it doesn't end well for your character. Um, so I would just have a really serious conversation with her about the fact that it's very uncomfortable for you, that it you just feel like it's weird and that you're you're your own person, she's her own person, and you want maybe try to help her find who she is or what she likes, because maybe she doesn't know who she is or what she likes or what she's into, and maybe that's why she's trying to copy you specifically. Maybe not. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
seems like you need to have a tough conversation with it for sure.
yeah. Yeah, like I've seen this movie. It ended up poorly. So have that conversation and maybe considering cutting your losses before something else ends up happening that you're not gonna like. All right, my girlfriend, 26, works for just a few weeks in a brand new fast food restaurant. She's from a different country and she doesn't speak English that well. There's this guy who's been hitting on her and trying to teach her swear words at the fast food restaurant. My girlfriend tells me about it and we laugh and brush it off of him just being childish and try not to think about it. Last night she was closing and she had to work until 2:30 in the morning with that guy and another guy. It was her first shift that was that late. During her break, she complained about how bad she wants to go home, how tired she is, and that she wants to just hop in the shower with me, and that's it. Out of the blue, around 1 in the morning, she calls me and she says, "Hey, is it okay for me to hang out with my coworkers after work?" I was very surprised and asked who those coworkers were. She then told me it was that guy and the other guy that she's working with tonight. She doesn't know the name of them because she can't pronounce it. My reaction was, at the middle of the night, "What the fuck are you going to do then?" She replied, "Just talk a bit and hang out." I said, "No, absolutely not. We already had plans and I was looking forward to that shower." This is where I got very sus. When I picked her up, I confronted her about the whole idea. I thought we had plans. Who are these guys? What were you going to do in the middle of the night? Where were you going? After a few minutes, she finally told me what the plan was. They were going to go to a park and she was going to smoke weed and get high for the first time with them. This made me very angry. She lied to me and she tried to hide the fact that she wanted to go smoke weed with basically two random dudes that she doesn't know. Plus, she knows that I've never been a fan of marijuana. Now I'm getting blamed for not trusting her, while she knows that I fully trust her, and I had to explain myself again that I don't trust the other guy's intentions because she doesn't see when a guy is flirting with her, and she doesn't see a guy's intentions the way another guy sees a guy's intentions. Um, hmm. So I do feel like it's kind of weird that she wanted to stay out till like 2, 3 in the morning or whatever it was to just go get high with two dudes that she just started working with, and especially if she's new to marijuana. I don't think that's the smartest choice, but then I feel like they probably lied to her and told her that it'll make her feel a completely different way. I don't know. This to me feels like, I don't want to say they could have potentially been setting her up for something, but it it's not impossible.
Yeah, I mean, especially like you have no idea who these people are. Like you barely know them. Like even if it is like weed, like it could be anything else in there that
Mhm.
that they could be using to try to inebriate you, and then next thing you know, you're in a bad situation, you can't get out of kind of thing, and no one's there to help you. I mean, the thing is, like, nothing good is really happening at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like in the middle of a park and you're the only girl there and it's two dudes and I mean my thing is why lie about it? That's my biggest thing is why lie about it? I'm assuming they really like got into her head to the point where she goes, "Yeah, I really 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 want to do this, but I know that he will absolutely lose his fucking mind." Um which I mean I feel like he's entitled to because no, 2:30 in the morning at a park. No, absolutely not. Nothing good is gonna come out of that. Nothing good.
It's like not only that, like she can't really be that oblivious, right? Like these two dudes, like they want to introduce you to Lee. Like, come on, like you're really gonna put yourself in like a situation like that? Like, come on.
Yeah, and then it makes me also wonder where is she from because like you said, she's not from here. She's from a completely different country. She doesn't know English very well at all. So where is she from that this isn't something that she has to worry about wherever she's from or it's common or so uncommon or maybe it's a new thing for her because now she's in America and that's a thing here. So it makes me wonder where she's from that she's not realizing how bad this could actually be.
Yeah, for me, it's just like you gotta think smarter. Like especially when it's that late at night too, and you just don't know these guys.
All right, we have one more left. My girlfriend had sex in front of her friends, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. This is something I just recently discovered, so forgive me if I'm being a bit hasty. Basically, I was hanging out with my girlfriend at her friend's house, where it was me and six of her girlfriends. I forget exactly how it came up, but one of them mentioned something along the lines of having watched my girlfriend had have sex before. This kind of caught my attention since it's something we hadn't done in front of people ever before. I asked her in private afterwards when we got back to her dorm. She told me that one night she and her ex got absolutely shit faced and had sex in front of all of her friends a couple years back. Personally, I disagree with that kind of behavior and that kind of sex act, but it's her past sex life, so I have no grounds to judge. Typically, I'm not really super jealous over exes since they usually, more or less, are out of the picture at this point. But this one, I still get that gnawing feeling, and I think it's because one of her friends, and it's her friends and what they've seen. I just feel uncomfortable being in a room where literally every single other person there has seen her be that intimate with another guy and not with me and it quite honestly makes me feel like an outsider in my own relationship. While she's not in the wrong for doing this, it was prior to me. I kind of wish she had maybe told me about that beforehand so I could make an informed choice as to whether or not I want to be in a room with all these people that have seen her naked, sleeping with somebody else. At the very best, at the very least, I kind of wish she could have at least told them not to bring that stuff up with me right there in the previous conversation. Am I overreacting here? Is this a normal boundary for me to have, or am I being controlling, or what's your thought? I would get uncomfortable. I would get uncomfortable as hell if I was around my girl and friend group and they just started talking about that time that they saw her getting fucked. I would be so uncomfortable, even if it was like an accidental little slip up. I would feel mad uncomfortable, but I don't think it's that big of a deal to where you can't hang out with her and her friends anymore. But I get why he's uncomfortable with what happened though.
I mean, the thing is like you at that point, it's like you gotta consider what you want, right? Because like obviously it depends on whatever you're comfortable with. Also, too, it's like how recent is this? Like, is it like a couple months ago, a year ago? Like, and there could be a big difference between that time frame as well because we don't know how like serious they could have been or how involved this guy might still be in her life kind of thing. And I don't know, super awkward for me, bro. This chick is for the street, and I don't know if I could build a meaningful relationship with this person.
I feel you. I mean, I agree. Like, I don't know. I've been drunk plenty of times. I've never had sex in front of anybody, especially my friend group, and I've never had anybody in my friend group get drunk and just start doing their thing in front of me. So I agree, and she probably is for the streets. But not only that, I feel like whenever I'm in a if I were to be in a new relationship and I know what these people know, I would absolutely be like, hey, y'all know what y'all know. Can we not mention this? Can we not make it a thing? He doesn't know about it yet, or she doesn't know about it yet. Can we just not bring that up because things are gonna get fucking weird, and things got fucking weird.
Yeah, bro.
So
'Cause I don't know. They had to have been like, a little blacked down or something. Cause me personally, I've never been drunk enough to where I would do something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, and he said, let's see, there was a part where he said, I asked her in private conversation when we got to her dorm. Dorm, she's a college student. So again, she's a college student. She could be what, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, who knows? So I don't feel like that happened that long ago. I feel like within the last, well, actually, he did say a couple years back. That could still be 2, 3 years back.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean maybe they're not dating that long. Maybe they've been together for a year or a few months, maybe 2 years. But I mean either way, I feel like it would still be common courtesy of you to tell your friends to keep that one shut, just for this reason that now shit is very weird between the relationship, and now she doesn't want to ever have your friends around because all he's ever gonna picture now is them looking at her naked, getting fucked.
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, exactly. If I was there, like telling them, it definitely would cross my mind a couple times. It's just like that's just not something you can get out of your head.
Yeah. Now he's just forever going to be uncomfortable. So I think it's one of those things of maybe just hang out you and her. Maybe just if she wants to go out, hang out with her friends, she can go hang out with her friends. You do you. You don't have to be around her friends. Um,
Yeah,
or
or if it's
just
just too uncomfortable, just like you might just have to end the relationship and move on.
yeah. And before you get with the next person, just ask her, hey, have you ever had sex with anybody in front of your friends that
Yeah,
I
that's a
should know
great
about?
conversation starter, bro, for sure.
It is. It's the number one way to break the ice. But that is pretty much it. That's a wrap for us. It didn't get as weird as last time. Episode 1, we talked about some really weird shit. So it didn't get weird as last time, but there were definitely some weird things in that. At the end of the day, all I'm gonna say is don't go to the park at 3 o'clock in the morning to get high with some strangers. Don't do not have sex in front of your friends. Don't do that. And if your mother is crazy and wanting to take over your wedding, give her and everyone else a gentle reminder that it is your day, you're paying for it, and that's that. They can either respect your boundaries or they can't. But again, thank you all for listening to Speak Your Chaos. We're everywhere that you can listen to your podcast, whether it be Apple, Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Pandora. We're literally everywhere you could possibly listen to your podcast. Y'all have a good night and be safe.